Winter 2025 is here. Well, it was here like 4 weeks ago, but nonetheless, it is here. And let's just say Winter 2025 isn't the best anime season of all time. But there is some great anime that I would like to recommend to you. And as per usual with these videos, I divide these animes into two. First, 3-episode rulers, where you watch the first 3 episodes and see whether you like it or not. The second is a must-watch, where an anime that you have to watch or not you'll be left out by the anime community. The first thing I have to talk about is Sakamoto Days, and Sakamoto Days is just a 3-episode ruler. This anime came in with a bunch of hype because the manga is relatively popular. Sakamoto Days is about this guy Sakamoto, who is this former legendary assassin, fell in love with a store clerk, and is now just a family man. He's fat and he's trying to defend himself from these assassins who's trying to kill him for some reason. The manga looks very, very pretty, and the anime doesn't look bad. It's just not that good looking. It's not like Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not even like Elusive Samurai. It's just okay. And I can't recommend you this as a must-watch because it's not that great. But I think there's some things that you might like in Sakamoto Days, and I think it's worth it, at least give 3 episodes. Okitsura is an anime about Okinawa. You got this guy who came in from Tokyo, is now living in Okinawa, who likes this brown girl, but this other brown girl with a blonde hair likes him. You got this little love triangle, and at the same time, the anime is trying to teach you all there is to it about Okinawa. It's really well adapted, but the brown women, man, the brown women makes me want to spend $1,000, $2,000 just to fly out to Okinawa, just to meet some brown girls and maybe hang out in a barbecue while being in the beach. One of the biggest investors in anime is travel agencies, and let's just say Okitsura is doing its job. Flower and Atsura. This is a show about a girl who really, really wants to do storytelling, but doesn't want to do it because she's shy, she doesn't want to fail, and yada yada. She meets Mizuki, telling her, he's like, hey, you got some talent here, you should really go join our club, and she eventually does join our club. This is a storytelling anime, but I think the reason why I want to recommend you this anime isn't because storytelling is the greatest thing of all time. It's being adapted by Studio Bind. Studio Bind has adapted Mushoku Tensei, Onimai, and for some reason Flower and Atsura now. And those 3 shows are very different from each other. But there's one thing that is in common between the 3. They are really, really good looking. Flower and Atsura, for a show that is literally about storytelling, is very, very pretty. And if you just want some really, really, really good voice acting, and maybe some really good animation that goes along with it, this show is for you. I have a crush at work. This show gets my heart beating so much. It actually might cause me to get a heart attack soon. So it's a show about a guy and a girl who recently became a couple, right? And for some reason want to keep it a secret from the workplace. Dude, it's not an ecchi show. There isn't really that much panty shots. But it's a office romance that is an adult romance. So there's no fucking anime bullshit with the main character blushing like he's having a heart attack himself. It's just them just getting it on. And when they get it on, dude, it's so good. I sort of want that in my life. But, I can't because I'm a fucking anime tuber who fucking does this for whatever the fuck. I really, really do recommend I Have a Crush at Work. For the single people out there, for the people who work in offices, and for the people who maybe it is in their own secret romance. Tasokara Hotel is, I think, incredibly underrated. It's a show that takes place in limbo. It's very similar to Death Parade, where, you got a bunch of guys who are in the state of maybe death, maybe not, right? And they get in and they figure out if they're going to heaven or hell or even going back to Earth. From that point, it's a pretty okay show, right? Death Parade is probably better at that point. But Tasokara Hotel has this one guy. He comes to his own in episode 4, so I guess it's more of a 4-episode ruler. But there's this one guy who is just the villain, right? And every good hero needs a villain. And this villain, man, he just likes to mess around with people. The villain makes it fun. The villain makes it fun. And last but not least, Medalist. This show at a far distance might look like lollybait, and some part of it sort of is. There is a lot of heart to this. So we follow this girl who wants to do ice skating. Her big sister, I think, sort of got into an accident or something happened to the point where her mom is sort of against this little girl to ice skate. And she's also like a 5th grader, which I guess is a bit too old to be an ice skater. But she really, really wants to do it. And she finds this coach who really, really believes in her. You just can't help to cheer on for this little girl because she just wants to ice skate. She's having so much fun ice skating, and looking at her smile, looking at her falling down and getting back up again, even though the odds are stacked against her because of her age, she just wants to fucking ice skate, and just can't help to admire that and sort of cheer her on. The show is also very, very well directed and very, very well animated. The comedy scenes are hilarious and that features funny faces, and we like funny faces in this channel. I think Medalist is the best anime this season, and I think you should definitely watch that one.